Did you ever expect the UFC to be this as big as it is right now?
100%, but I didn't think this quick. I think the reason why it was this quick is just because people love to watch two men compete. I mean, it's kind of like modern day gladiators right now. And this is what people loved back in the Roman days. You know, gladiators competing each other, but it was to the death. It's different. This is competition.
I mean, you put your life on the line, man.
Every one of the fights.
With all the surgeries you had?
All the surgeries I've been through, I have 8 surgeries. I'm thankful, injury or pain-free now. Thankful that I'm retired. I've been retired for 3 years now. I don't miss it, but I want to be healthy. I want to stay healthy. I want to stay young. You know, I'm 50 years old this year, and I just want to make sure that I have a long life to watch my children grow up.
Absolutely. All right, guys, we got Tito Ortiz back in Vegas where he made his name for himself, right?
To a certain extent, yeah. I think it was more worldwide than anything, but yeah.
Definitely worldwide, but now UFC is just so prevalent in Vegas, I feel like, right?
Yeah, it's fight capital of the world, man. This is it right here in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
I was the first main event here at the Mandalay Bay, UFC 33. I defended my world title for the third time here in Las Vegas, and it just took off from there, man. And then when they did The Ultimate Fighter, I did 2 seasons of The Ultimate Fighter, season 3 and season 11. Once again, it took off. It grew the fan base so huge because the fans understood what mixed martial arts really was.
Right.
In the beginning, they would boo when guys get taken down or guys go for submissions. They didn't understand what it was. And Lorenzo and Dana, I told them, if you guys are able to educate the fans on what the sport is truly about, what we put into it, they're going to love it more. Then all of a sudden, after 2006, I believe, it just blew up. Yeah. It got huge. After the Stephan Bonner and Forrest Griffin fight, I mean, that was probably one of the most viewed fight at that time in UFC on Spike Television. But it grew so fast. And I'm just thankful that I had the opportunity to do what I did. You know, I was the middleweight world champion at the time when Lorenzo bought the company. Dana White became my manager. And then Dana White all of a sudden became the president of the UFC. And he says, I can't be your manager anymore. I was like, okay. Well, he passed me down to one of his friends who was an attorney who became my manager. And I continued on. Then I won the light heavyweight world title. So I'm actually the first 2-time division champion in UFC. I see Conor McGregor saying that he's the first 2-time champion. No, I was the first one. But it's all right. I give him credit for what he's done for his brand. You know, I'm nothing but proud for that guy, man. I have nothing but love for him.
He changed the sport, too.
100%. 100%. He has an opportunity because he has social media. I never had a social media presence. There was never that during my fight career.
Right. It wasn't even around back then.
No, not at all. I mean, not even until 2012. That's when it started really getting big.
Yeah.
And then it just got bigger and bigger to the monster it is right now.
Did you ever expect the UFC to be this as big as it is right now?
100%, but I didn't think this quick. I think the reason why it was this quick just because people love to watch two men compete. I mean, it's kind of like the modern day gladiators right now.
Right.
And this is what people loved back in the Roman days. You know, gladiators competing each other.
Yeah.
But it was to the death. It's different. This is competition.
I mean, you put your life on the line, man.
Every one of the fights.
With all the surgeries you had?
All the surgeries I've been through. I have 8 surgeries. I'm thankful. Injury or pain-free now. You know, thanks to CPI, Cellular Performance Institute out of Tijuana. You know, Lola and Scotty, they hooked me up. They took care of me. It's been a year now since I've been pain-free. I went through 15 years, the end of my career of I was in heaven to be able to sleep on my back. I could only sleep on my left side.
Jeez.
I couldn't sleep on my right side. I couldn't sleep on my stomach. Now I sleep on my stomach. I have no problem at all. Zero pain, almost 100% range of motion. I've had T3, T2, T2, T1, T1, C7 disc replacement, C7, C6 fuse, C6, C5 fuse, C5, C4 disc replacement.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm pain free thanks to CPI. You know, Cellular Performance Institute do their job the correct way. And we're trying to get it to here in the United States. We're working on it. You know, hopefully RFK will help us get it here. I think us fixing Americans is important instead of going out of the country to get fixed.
Yeah, that's nuts. Shout out to Scotty. He's been on the show. Solid dude, man. Changing lives with that stem cell stuff.
And I'm very, very thankful. I was just with him last week with Mike Tyson. We sat down. We were actually doing biohacking stuff.
Nice.
You know, just cold plunge therapy, hyperbaric chambers, altitude simulation machines, red light therapy, things like this just to keep us younger. But of course, as athletes, for us to able to compete at the highest level that we can. Thankful that I'm retired. I've been retired for 3 years now.
Yeah.
I don't miss it, but I mean, I want to be healthy. I want to stay healthy. I want to stay young. You know, I'm 50 years old this year, and I just want to make sure that I have a long life to watch my children grow up.
Absolutely. Do you think if you had access to this biohacking technology when you were fighting, you would have lasted longer?
100%. I wouldn't have the injuries I would have had. I wouldn't have the surgeries I've had. You know, I had ACL replaced my left knee, ACL replaced my right knee, 50% meniscus taken out of my right knee, L4, L5, S1 fused in my lower back, reattached retina on my left eye, and of course the neck surgeries. But I think a lot of that was disc degeneration that I had. If it wasn't for The surgeries, I couldn't compete, but I was willing to take a chance of getting surgery, and I got surgery. Thankful that a doctor that was here in Las Vegas, Dr. William Smith, he just had magic hands, and I competed after my back surgery a year to date. I competed against Forrest Griffin. It was just one thing after another. When I had surgeries done, my doctor was like, dude, like you're like Wolverine. You recover so fast. But I just think just a mentality in your mind of what you're able to push yourself to the limits, you know, and I'm able to push past those limits and just break the barriers. And I've always tried to do that through my whole career.
Yeah. The mental side of the sport is probably almost as important as the physical, right?
The mental side is about 90% of it.
90%?
Yeah.
Wow.
The physical side is easy.
Because most people, if you ask them that, they would say physical is 80-90% of it.
Yeah, physical, that stuff's easy. That's you can do the work. Mentally, if you can't do the work, physically you're not gonna be able to do it. So it's all your mental and your mind. You got to get up and you got to say you got to do the work. And that's probably people don't understand of being an MMA fighter or just being a fighter in general. It's probably the loneliest sport in the world because it's only dependable on you.
Right.
You have to get up, you have to train, you have to run, you have to lift, you have to do jiu-jitsu, you have to do kickboxing, you have to do wrestling. Then you got to mix them all in through the week and you got to make sure you eat correctly. During my time, you know, we didn't have health nutritions. I had a strength conditioning guy. I had a boxing trainer. I did all the wrestling myself. I had a couple guys that I did jiu-jitsu with. That was it. Nowadays, they got nutrition, they got conditioning guys, they got everyone. And it pretty much, to me, it seems like a little bit of laziness because they don't want to learn it themselves. Why wouldn't you want to learn it yourself to understand your body, to do the right things at the right time, and to push yourself as much as you possibly can in the amount of time before a fight? And I think a lot of fighters now are starting to learn not to spar so much. And I learned that early in my career that, you know, I would only spar maybe twice a week. In the beginning, when I first started, I would spar 3 to 4 times a week.
Damn.
But I was still learning. I mean, my first fight was UFC 13, made it 30th, 1997. I fought for 2.5 years. I became the world champion. And I was only in the sport for 3 years, 3.5 years. I never knew jiu-jitsu. I didn't know kickboxing. I didn't know boxing. I just knew wrestling. I wrestled in high school. But I knew how to push myself hard because of wrestling in college. Wrestling at Cal State Bakersfield, they taught us how to push ourselves to the max. Be in that red line and be comfortable in that red line where your heartbeat is 180 beats per minute and be able to recover as fast as possible. And I remember when I fought Frank Shamrock and lost to him, I think it was my 4th fight of my UFC career, he was able to recover super fast, and I was wondering why. So what do? If you can't beat him, you join him. He retired. I went to, was up to Stanford and went to start training with him, and I was like, what is that on your chest? He goes, heart rate monitor. Heart rate monitor? He goes, yeah. I monitor my heart rate to see how the beats, how high I can get them, and how fast I can get them down in a minute. He goes, how fast I can get them down in half a minute. And I started learning that, and cardio was never a problem with me.
Wow.
It was a learning process. I'm thankful for Frank Shamrock showing me that.
So you could control your heart rate, you're saying?
Yes, mentally you control your heart rate also.
Holy crap.
Because I'm actually a head wrestling coach at Ida Baker High School in Cape Coral, Florida.
Yeah.
And I had the kids mentally slow the heart rate down.
That's crazy. Like just with their thoughts.
And I did this during the Ultimate Fighter. People watch the Ultimate Fighter season 3, or was it? Yeah, season 3. And take 5 deep breaths, and the 5th breath you hold it for 5 seconds and exhale. Now slow your heart rate by your mind, and your mind can do that. And this is something that Hickson Gracie used to do, and it's something that I would watch. I mean, I would see this on video, and I was like, I'm gonna try that. I tried it, and it actually worked. I was like, okay, this is great. So during fights, during camp, we would spar, and we'd only have 30-second rest. We wouldn't have a full minute. So when we got into the fight, we'd have a full minute, and we recover like this.
Wow.
I bring my heart rate from 175 down to 105 in 35 seconds.
Dude, that's nuts.
Yes.
That's such a good skill to have, right?
Yes. It's a mental side of it. I mean, it's a learning process, of course, and that I had to learn so much at such a quick amount of time. I mean, I was a world champion, and I still was an amateur. But I was just very aggressive, and I worked really hard. I outworked everybody. I always worked hard. And I think that just comes from the wrestling base of just understanding how to learn and having an open mind and willing to learn to everybody. Willing to take an ass whipping here and there, too, from the guys that come in to train with me.
Yeah. What a statement. You were a world champion, but you still considered yourself an amateur.
100%. Yes, I was. I mean, it wasn't until 2006 that I felt myself as a professional, and I lost the world title at that time. But, I mean, I was just, my hands felt comfortable with boxing. My jiu-jitsu game was great.
Yeah.
My wrestling game was phenomenal. My cardio was just nothing. I mean, nothing can get me tired. But of course, I did a lot of altitude training up in Big Bear, California. likes of Mike Tyson, Oscar De La Hoya. Actually, I purchased Oscar De La Hoya's home.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because I wanted to live where the champ was at. So I bought his home. I stayed in the same bed. Switched the bed out, of course, put my own mattress in there. Of course, a Posturepedic mattress. But I would remember just laying in bed going, this is where the world champ slept. And this is what I want in life. And I would sacrifice everything for that. Sacrifice for something that you want is very difficult. And it's lonely, as I said. It's lonely just to be that person laying in bed going, I got to get up and do this again tomorrow. And I remember having back problems during that time. This was from 2003 to 2009. And I lost to Louis Machida. And I shouldn't have lost to him. I shouldn't have lost to this guy.
You felt like you were better than him?
I was way better than him, 100%. In my mind, 100% I was way better than him. I almost submitted him in the last 30 seconds of the fight with a triangle. And I'm not known to be a jiu-jitsu guy, but I'm pretty slick on the ground. But I remember after that fight, it was like I was chewing Vicodin like they were candy just to get the pain away.
Damn.
Had to go get back surgery. I got L45S1 fused in my lower back. And it was just a bounce back. After that, it was just injury after injury after injury. And I sucked it up. For me, it was just taking care of my children. You know, I have 3 boys. My oldest son, Jacob, who's 23 years old, goes to Arizona State University. Then my twin boys, Jesse and Journey, who are 16 now. I just want to give them everything I never had as a child, you know. I didn't have a dad. My dad was with me at the age of about 7, and he left and went on drug bender, got on the heroin, and he never looked back.
Wow.
You know, my mother took me away from my father, and she gave me another opportunity in life. And I got into wrestling as a freshman in high school, and it was just great because I had someone who cared about me how a parent should. My mother did.
Yeah.
And I'm fortunate because I caught myself in that same situation where I had my twin boys. You know, my ex-girlfriend, of course, a lot of people know, was Jenna Jameson. And she was in the same situation. She chose drugs over my boys.
Damn.
And I had to make the decision to do the right thing. I got full custody of my children. I've had them there for the last 13 years. And I'm raising men, you know, and I had to make the decision my mom made. I remember telling my mom this, and mom's like, she's like, wow. I was like, Mom, I tried to save you and trying to save Jenna. And I could realize you can't save somebody who didn't want to be able to save themselves. And it hit me hard, but at the same time, as being a father of twin boys by myself, it was hard. It was very difficult. And then I think that's when God sent me an angel. I'm very fortunate. Amber Ortiz, my wife right now, she came in my life, and she's been mom to my boys for the last 13 years since they've been 3.5, 4 years old.
That's beautiful, man.
And I'm blessed. God has sent me so many awesome things in my life, and this is one of the angels that has saved me, have saved my life. It's just, my life is better than it's ever been that I've ever lived. Even being a world champion, even having millions upon millions right now, I'm just so comfortable. Life is comfortable. But still, I got to work my butt off.
Yeah.
Living in Cape Coral, Florida. I have a restaurant, Tito's Cantina. It'll be 1 of 10. I'll franchise it out.
Wow.
But I mean, I always wanted to do food. You know, I did culinary arts in high school and college, so I always wanted to do food. I always cooked during my camps. I always cooked my own food. I always did Mexican food on Sundays, our cheat day. And they're like, Tito, man, why don't you open up a restaurant? I was like, when I have time, I will. So, you know, November 20th, 2022, I moved to Cape Coral, Florida from Huntington Beach, California, and watch a community come together like I've never seen before after Hurricane Ian. And that's why I moved to Cape Coral. I saw a community that was great. The police officers were able to do their job. Everybody were nice. Just driving down the neighborhood, people were like, hi, how are you? Huntington Beach used to be. It's changed a lot in California, and it's heartbreaking because living there for 47 years, I really wanted to help our city of Huntington Beach to become safe again. You know, I ran for city council. I was mayor pro tem of Huntington Beach. I lasted about maybe 6 months to 7 months, and they ran me out. It was just, when I was making $600 a month to put my name on the line for the community, and I just was getting railroaded left and right.
They were blocking all your
CNN, NBC, CBS, ABC, like all the news stations were just saying all kinds of just off the wall things. Just labeling me as a white supremacist, saying I'm a bad father because I wouldn't put my child in a mask. And I knew the truth of what was going on. And I mean, I don't want to get in this position with that with you because I want your child to do well, but I saw the writing on the wall.
Right.
And I realized it was time for me to exit out. So I stepped down for the safety of my kids, the safety of myself, sold everything in Huntington Beach. I was moving to Florida. You know, Ron DeSantis does an amazing job with the non-woke agenda there for the schools. And once again, I have friends that are gay. Conservative has a close friend of mine who lives in Cape Coral also. You're gay, I have no problem with it, but don't push it on my children.
Right.
And they're pushing on my children. And I remember in 2020, me and my son Jesse were watching Nickelodeon, and it was during Black Lives Matter came about, and it was during Father's Day. My son, we're watching and said, Black Fathers Matter. My son looks at me, and he's an 11-year-old kid, and he looks at me and goes, Dad, I thought all fathers matter. I go, son, you understand? He goes, that's not right. They shouldn't do that.
Wow.
He goes, they're like victimizing people. This is an 11-year-old kid. He's a smart kid. Don't get me wrong. He's a very, very smart kid, but children are so innocent. They could see when things are wrong. They could see right from wrong. And for him at that age to see that, I said, see, son, I'm so proud of you because you understand. I mean, they didn't understand color at all until, gosh, 4th grade. I mean, they had a friend, I remember, come from middle school, and they were like, Dad, I got this cool brown friend. He's the coolest kid in the world. I want to introduce you to him. I go, right on. What's his name? He goes, his name's Tyrone. I go, oh, right on. Come out, the kid was dark as night. I was like, it made me proud because we don't speak in that manner ever,
right,
at all. I was raised amongst that. I was Mexican amongst white guys in Huntington Beach. Moved to Santa Ana. I was a white kid amongst Mexicans, but I'm half white. I'm half Mexican. Actually, I'm Mexican, Irish, French, Portuguese, Cameroon.
Wow.
And Native American. So
I'm
a mutt. But I'm American down to the bottom of my heart. You know, I bleed red, white, and blue. But it was just one of those things that I seen with my kids that I had to get them out of a situation so that they don't get victimized by the society that was being taught in California.
Yeah.
And in Florida, it is America there. It is beautiful. I'm very fortunate to have the Governor DeSantis there. We have a new governor that'll be running this next year, Byron Donald. He'll win it, should have no problem. He's in the same exact thing that DeSantis has done. He's worked really hard in Congress for Florida. So I'm just happy for the future for my children. I'm content right now.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
I can tell you are, man.
I'm really happy. I have a beautiful wife, beautiful home, beautiful house, nice cars, clothes, and nice clothes. My boys have nice clothes, refrigerators full, because I lived a poor life. I lived a really hard life. I mean, I remember eating government cheese. I remember drinking powdered milk. I remember the things that, as a kid, having food stamps and being embarrassed to take my friends to my house because we lived in a motel.
Shout out to today's sponsor, Quince. As the weather cools, I'm swapping in the pieces that actually gets the job done, that are warm, durable, and built to last. Quince delivers every time with wardrobe staples that'll carry you through the season. They have fall staples that you'll actually want to wear, like the 100% Mongolian cashmere for just $60. They also got classic fit denim and real leather and wool outerwear that looks sharp and holds up. By partnering directly with ethical factories and top artisans, Quince cuts out the middleman to deliver premium quality at half the cost of similar brands. They've really become a go-to across the board. You guys know how I love linen and how I've talked about it on previous episodes. I picked up some linen pants and they feel incredible. The quality is definitely noticeable compared to other brands. Layer up this fall with pieces that feel as good as they look. Go to quince.com/DSH for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. They're also available in Canada too.
Fans, they know about the things I've been through, and they're thankful because they don't feel hopeless. And a lot of people shouldn't feel hopeless. I think things that we've gone through life is a challenge. It's a lesson that we got to learn is what are we going to be? Are we going to be a victim or are we going to be a victor? And I plan it through my life as being a victor, and I'm going to teach my children the same thing.
I love that. Was becoming a fighter your kind of escape to poverty? Was that the plan when you first started fighting?
When I first started fighting, it was just, I guess, an experiment.
Yeah.
It was just a challenge. I love to compete. I'm not aggressive. I didn't like to be a fighter. I don't like to punch people in the face. That's not something I like to do. But I'm very, very competitive in everything I do. And all the way down to playing pool, swimming, running, everything.
Yeah.
Everything is growing up. I'm a huge fisherman, catching fish. Who gets the biggest fish? Who can get the first fish? Who can catch the last fish? I'm very competitive. That's just my mentality of being a competitive person. So when I started fighting, or even when I started wrestling in high school, it was about the competitive side of it. I remember walking as a freshman into the wrestling room and going, where's the ring at? They're like, ring. I'm like, yeah, like WWF, you know, Hulk Hogan, say your prayers, take your vitamins, brother. I was like, no, this is actually amateur wrestling. I go, but I could pick them up and throw it on their head, right? I goes, you actually get points for that. I'm like, I'm all in. So I did that. I started varsity my first year. It was just, it stuck to me. I loved it. The hard work I put into it. And I just got more and more confidence. I got attention that I never got as a child growing up. Then when I got into fighting, I got attention I never thought I even imagined getting. It was like living in a dream for me. It was like living in a movie. It wasn't real of everything I did, but in reality, it was real because all the hard work that I put into it, it paid off. I became the world champion. You know, I became the middleweight and light heavyweight world champ for the UFC.
Yeah, you crushed it. Did the attention ever get to your head?
Yes. When I was defending my world title for the 5th consecutive time, it did.
The 5th time?
Yeah, the 5th time.
Why that time, you think?
I thought I was invincible.
Because you defended it 4 times.
Yeah, 5 times.
Oh, 5 times.
Going on my 6th time. And I thought that I was invincible, and I felt touched. No one could touch me.
Which fight was that against?
It's against, was it Randy Couture?
Randy Couture.
Yep, and he dominated me for 5 rounds. I got a slice of a humble pie. Walking out to the fight, I had 20 of my friends that came out with me. After the fight was over, I had 2 of my friends. Actually, my head coach and my best friend was with me. Everybody else left.
So you saw who your real friends were.
Yep.
That's the good thing about being at rock bottom, though, right?
Yep. And those are the things that in life that'll challenge you to see what type of character you truly are. It's the challenge from God, I believe. God will challenge me. And he's challenged me over and over and over and over again. But once again, I take it as a challenge. And I see what type of character I am, what type of person I am, how much heart do I have, how much do I care about my life and the people that are around me, how much do I care about my family's life and my children's life. It's important to me. It's very important to me. At the end of the day, I have 2 things for the rest of my life, and that's my word and my name. That's it. You know, I'm never going to tarnish my name, and I'm always going to keep my my word strong. I always keep my word.
Word is really important to me as well. How do you handle when someone goes against their word with you?
So I'm an Aquarius.
Same.
I cut them out pretty damn quick.
Yeah.
To me, it's not worth it. You know, I'll give a guy 2 chances. You don't get a 3rd chance. And I keep that even to this day of being a coach. I'll give the guy 2 chances. After that, they're out.
Really? Even your own people you're coaching?
Yep.
Wow. So you're pretty cutthroat.
And it's not being cutthroat. I want to be responsible for their actions, not thinking that they're entitled to what they have. No one should be entitled to what you got. You should work for everything you have. And that's life. That's living the American dream. You want the American dream, you got to work for it. You got to bust your ass to make it happen. That's just my mentality behind that.
It's an interesting, like, especially with sports, whether it's wrestling or whatever, the best kid, the mindset can destroy them, but it also got them to where they're at too. Yeah.
I mean, I had that same situation myself. It was like I dwelled and I manifested everything that I wanted, and I made it happen time and time again. I mean, it's going to buying my first home, to buying a Rolls-Royce Phantom, to buying my mama home, to making my kids, they don't have to worry about college and tuition at all. Just goals that I set through life that I was able to achieve them, that I was like, dude, you manifested that. You did it.
Right.
And I would write it down all the time. I would put it on the wall. I would put it where I brush my teeth on the mirror. I mean, I would do little small things just to manifest it so much that I believed it, that it became a reality.
Interesting. So you got a spiritual side to you too.
Yeah, God is with me, 100%. Yep.
Love
I got baptized last year, me and my family. I'm a Christian. Jesus has saved me, and he forgives me for my sins. And I'm very fortunate. I'm thankful. I'm very, very thankful because I've been through a lot as a child.
Yeah.
A lot. I've seen a lot. I mean, I don't wish on my worst enemies the stuff that I've seen, stuff that I've been through. But once again, it has been a challenge. It's been a challenge to, are you going to fail or are you going to succeed? I mean, there was 3 choices in life: dead, in prison, where I am right now. And I think I made some good choices.
Wow. So a lot of the people you grew up with were dead or in prison growing up?
Yep. In prison and got out. 2 of my friends were in prison for 20 years and got out.
Jeez.
I would have been with them if I didn't have wrestling.
Wow.
You know, my true name is Jacob. A lot of my fans know that my true name is Jacob. In the Bible, Jacob wrestled against an angel. Angel beat him and saved him. I found wrestling. Wrestling saved my life. When I was a junior in high school, they asked me for me to go with them to go do a drop-off.
Yeah.
Which was 6 assault rifles, 6 bulletproof vests, $1 million worth of speed. And they dropped it out to the ATF.
Holy crap.
And they got busted.
Jeez.
And the reason I didn't go with them because I had wrestling practice the next day. And I told them I couldn't go. And I was getting paid $500. I was like, I'm gonna get paid some good money. I mean, a 16, 17-year-old kid, $500 is a lot of money. But for some reason, deep down, maybe it was God just telling me no, but I didn't do it. And they didn't get out until, gosh, I was 42. And I remember them getting out, and my kids just graduated 8th grade. And I was like, my life would never even be where I am right now. It wasn't that one instance, that one conscience moment, that one godly moment of just telling me, don't do it. And there's a lot of forks in the road in life that I've had that position where I was like, do it or don't do it. And I thought about the consequences that I would subject if I did it, and I didn't do it, and I'm thankful I didn't.
It's crazy when you look back. I feel like everyone watching this can relate to that. Like one decision could have really altered their life.
Yeah, it's just timing. Everything is timing. Everything has been timing for me. That I've done great things. I've done some poor things sometimes. Made some bad decisions. I made some good decisions. But when I made the bad decisions, I never made the bad decisions twice. I've always only made them once. I learned from those mistakes. I try to learn from other people's mistakes when I do things. And I think it's just a lesson. A lot of things, looking in the mirror and be responsible for myself, my actions, the stuff that I do in life.
Right.
Question the things that I want to do. The question of things that, is it okay? How do you feel about it? And people like, I think I'm crazy sometimes. I don't know if it's crazy, but I just think it's my mental side of it, of just having an affirmation of knowing that I am having a conversation with myself, asking if it's okay to do, if this is the right decision.
When you look back at some of those bad decisions, were they made emotionally?
100% of them were made emotionally. Yes, agree. My emotions got the best of me, especially during my fight career. There's a lot of bad things that I said I probably should have said, but emotions, I was like, you know what? Fuck that guy. I'm saying,
well, you got to sell the fight too.
Yeah, and you got to sell the fight. You know, both. That's one of the things. I mean, there's a little difference. I mean, me and Dana had our back and forth. And I love Dana, man. I wish I would have done the things at the time, but there was a lot of influences at that time in a relationship I was with that kind of pulled me on the opposite directions. I had really bad trust problems when I was a kid. Right. So having that situation and having so much money in front of me, the trust issue was a big problem. And I didn't trust people around me. And the person who I loved, I trust, which it should have been that way. So it was just like, as I grew up and I started learning these things, I really just had to make sure that I made the right decisions. And a lot of times when I competed against the guy, I made my 3 rules. Don't lie, don't talk about a person's country, and don't talk about their family. Those are off limits completely to me. And I think that should be an honorable man.
Respect.
You don't touch those things. Say the truth, lie about them, or tell as much truthful stuff you know about them as you possibly can, and get them where it hurts, get them where they know it. And that was just a psychological side of it, mental warfare that Muhammad Ali did, of getting into their minds so much when it came to fight time, they forgot about what their game plan was in the very beginning.
Yeah, I mean, the country one, I 100% agree with that one. Look what Kobe did in Brazil. Like, he can't even go there anymore.
It's scary.
You know? You don't want that.
Chael is another guy. He can't go to Brazil.
He can't go either? You don't want that, though. Like, no, Brazil's a beautiful country.
Brazil is an awesome country. I know Vitor Belfort well. I know Vanderlei Silva, Machida. I mean, these guys are awesome guys. I mean, I've been to Brazil probably 4 times now, and people are beautiful there. Awesome people. Just the way people are that I've met were just amazing people.
Yeah. Have you forgiven all your opponents in the past that you had beef with?
All of them, but Chael Sonnen.
Okay, so that one you just couldn't get past.
Can't get past. And I've got past the part of hating. I think when I accepted Jesus Christ in my life, hate is a really strong word, but I'm very hard on forgiving somebody that speaks about my family the way he did. And I give him an opportunity to apologize. After I beat him, I choked him in 2 minutes and 40 seconds. He comes to my dressing room. He says, Tito, we cool? I go, when we go out to the post press conference and you say sorry for the things you said. He goes, I turned around and walked away.
Damn.
During the press conference, didn't say a word. I looked over at him and I was like, hey, Chael, you have something to say? He goes, my birthday was 2 days later. He goes, happy birthday? I was like, huh. Wow. All right. 4 weeks later, then he starts talking about my kids. And I was just like, this guy never shuts up. But I get it. He's a quick. He's sarcastic. He's quick on the draw. Smart guy. It's just the things he says, the things that got him where he is, for not being a champion, to say the things he does to champions. It's just irritating, but at the same time, I guess I could say it's behind me now, and I really don't. When you say people that I don't like, that's the only person. I mean, if I couldn't be a person I could shake his hand, but everybody else, I have no problem
That's good. Yeah, because I know you had a lot of rivalries back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, me and Chuck Liddell, we squashed everything. You know, we shook hands and we had a good conversation at UFC. We talked about it, and
Nice.
it was really, really good. I think the last one, hopefully it comes up soon, is between me and Dana. We were really close at a time. You know, I said some stupid things at a time that, once again, my emotions got the best of me. The situation, the surroundings I was with wasn't the best surrounding I should have been around. But hopefully that time will come sooner than later. You know, we're getting older quicker.
Yeah.
Life's really short. But once again, it's just, that's the only one that I look back on, and I wish I wouldn't have done some of the things I said or done against.
You were so young back then, right?
I was learning, man. I was a kid. And Dana's the one who taught me how to negotiate. I remember him talking to Bob Marwitz, the owner of UFC, of, okay, we want this for Tito. If not, we're done.
So that was the main beef. It was over money.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I look back at all the problems I had, and if it's over money, I feel like that's not enough, you know, because money we can get.
Yeah, money can get, but at that time when you're making 4% of the profits and you work so hard and you're only getting 4%.
Right. Is it way higher now? I'm not familiar with.
I believe it's a lot higher now. Yeah.
Because you were so early, they were still figuring things out with the company.
But they were making money.
Oh, they were?
They were making.
So they were profitable back then too?
They were making $70 million. They're making $70 million. And I'm making $1 million to maybe the biggest check I did was like 3.5.
Wow.
And they're making 70. And that's only just off the fight in general. That's not including Spike Television contract they had.
Got it.
Sponsorships, the things they had. I mean, but once again, you can't count somebody else's money. And this is stuff that I've learned through the years, you know. It just, once I signed the contract, I probably I think I blew it because I should have held out for a little bit more.
Yeah.
But that's just negotiation stuff. And that was one of the things that I learned through Dana is just hard-nosed negotiating. And I probably shouldn't have learned it that way. At least not against him.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's behind me now. It's my rearview mirror. I look to the windshield. I look forward. I look in the future of my life, and I'll be successful. I have a lot of things in the works, and I'm just thriving, man. I'm just trying to live life. Life's good.
Yeah.
And I love it. It's just love to see the sport of mixed martial arts and where it's been going, where it's continued to go across the world. You know, going over to was it Gaziantep or not Gaziantep?
Saudi
Arabia. Yeah. Just a place to go in there. It's
blowing
up huge. I mean, Dubai, the things, it's just, there's so much money to be made there, and they're a part of it that's worldwide. And it's a dream of mine that's finally seeing it happening, that it's going to be at the White House next year.
Crazy. I can't wait for that.
That is just, to be one of the first main events at the Trump Taj Mahal to now seeing it at the White House of our president, Donald Trump.
Yeah.
In
full circle for you, right?
Full circle. But it makes me proud. It makes me happy that this year came about the way it did. This last 2 years came about the way they did. Because the last 4 years, I've seen this country going upside down. And it was hard. My mother's a Democrat, and I had to explain a lot of things to her, and she don't understand it. She's an old school Democrat.
Old school, yeah.
And it's not what it used to be. And like I say, to me, it doesn't matter if you're Democrat, Libertarian, Republican. At the end of the day, we're Americans. We got to keep this country safe. We got to keep our children's future safe. We want to thrive. We want to be the best in the world. And the only way to do that, to make sure we take care of this country first.
Absolutely, man. I love that. Well, you might have to come out of retirement for that White House fight.
I don't know. I heard Andrew Tate says he wants to fight. That'd be a good one.
That'd be a good one.
That'd be really cool. I'd like that one. I'd come out for that. Just give me 6 months. 6 months, like I say, man, thanks for CPI. I have no more injuries. I'm good. I'd do that for fun. You know, Andrew Tate's a tough guy. I have much respect for that guy too. Great kickboxer.
Yeah, kickboxing champ.
Yeah, he's good. I watch him strike. He's a great striker. That'd be fun though. I mean, it'd be something to motivate me to get in shape. Like I say, I'm 50. I don't feel 50. I feel a lot younger.
People are reversing their biological age these days.
Well, biohacking is a big thing right now.
Yeah.
It's huge. Things that I've been doing since 2000. That's what's able to keep me competing at the level that I did for such a long time, because of doing the ice plunges, doing hyperbaric chambers, doing altitude simulation machines. One of the companies that I used to go to all the time, Ascent Adaptation in Newport Beach, and I ascend up to 2,000 feet in altitude. And there's kind of a funny little meme that's on social media of me talking about how many days I train, how many hours I train. Well, I'm doing this in 22,000 feet of altitude.
Jeez.
And if people who are any people who doesn't type of flying things or airplanes and so forth, you know, if you get a certain altitude that your mind doesn't work right, you can't see you can't see the dials, you can't remember things. And they have actually astronauts going to 25,000 feet of altitude and trying to put squares into squares, circles into circles, and they can't do it because their mind's not working right. Well, I was doing a live on my Instagram, and I was at 22,000 feet. Someone was asking me how many days or how much do I train, and I was trying to explain it, and my mind wasn't working correct.
Crazy.
So that was like one of the things people they got so much stuff on me, this stuff that I just said that I should have slowed down.
Yeah.
And that was a big thing when I was young. I had a really bad stuttering problem, so when I would talk, I would stutter a lot. But then I understood how to correct myself with slowing myself down. But then when you go by emotions during the fight or after the fight or even doing interviews, it's not easy to do all the time. Right. When you're doing 30 or 40 interviews a day, it's difficult. Even if you're doing 5 or 6 a day, it's difficult because you guys have the same mentality, the same mannerism, exactly the same feeling as you said the very first one you did 10, 15 months ago.
No, it's not easy, man. I filmed 30 in a day, and it's by the time you're on the last few,
you're burnt.
You're burnt out.
You're burnt out.
Yeah.
And
then people
just
say
start
you're
mixing together, and it's like you're like, what?
Yeah, and then people say you're a dick with how you're answering the questions. I'm like, bro, I'm tired. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you got to have the same emotion. Like I'd say, you're doing each and every interview for all these different things, trying to promote a fight, and it gets difficult. It does get difficult. Yeah. I mean, that was one of the things I did the most when I was on UFC. I never said no to interviews. I always want to promote the company of being the best company in the world.
Respect.
And it is. You know, I'm thankful to be where I am. I'm thankful for my fans. You know, I'm fans. I thank you guys, man. If it was for you guys, I wouldn't be where I am right now.
I love it, man.
I really, really wouldn't. It made me the man I am today of just hard work and dedication through the fight era. I was able to live my dream. I dreamt that as a young kid that I was going to be a superstar. I dreamt that as a kid that I was going to be the best in the world. I dreamed as a kid that I was going to be able to take care of a family that I always wanted. I wanted that white picket fence house, beautiful wife, beautiful cars, all the clothes, all the food. I had no worries about electricity turned on, food or hot water. I mean, I remember those nights where we didn't have electricity for a month. You know,
crazy.
We had to boil water to have hot water for a bathtub.
Jeez.
And this is young. This is young. I mean, like I said, this is from 7 to 13. I had to go through this, and those are the things that kids at that age. That's where they're molding.
You form a lot of your core beliefs as a kid.
Yes, and that's what I believe is just hard work. If I don't want that, I know what dirt tastes like. I don't want that. And I thrive. And I try to tell my kids these same things. And in my mistake and my bad, I actually give them too much, where now it's like I take a lot of things away because they feel entitled to a lot of things.
That's the issue with kids that grow up in richer environments.
Yeah, and
the mental side isn't as strong.
And now with my twins, I better get to a point where no cell phones, no Xbox, doors are off the hinges in their bedroom. Start taking away clothes and giving them clothes from the Goodwill. If you guys want good clothes, you got to earn them in your grades. You got to show up to class. You got to do well. And right now is a big situation. I'm hanging out, the kids they hang out with, and I keep telling them over and over again, show me your 5 friends and I'll show you your future.
Facts.
And they don't get that yet. But it's funny because they work on my restaurant on Fridays and Saturdays, and there's friends that come in there who come from Pennsylvania, New York, Jersey, and they say exactly the same thing that I say.
Yeah.
And I go, excuse me, can you tell that to my son one more time again? And they're like, Dad, that's what you say. And I was like, yeah. I mean, they just came back from Ohio State to go wrestling camp for a week, and they're like, Dad, we were going to the same type of moves that you would show us, but they showed them different, and it was the same ending, but maybe I just wasn't paying attention to you. Like, sons, you're like one of the best guys in the world to show you moves, and you don't listen to me. But that's being the father, though. I mean, and I don't want to be Tito Ortiz to them. You know, I want to be dad. And I've always told that to them since they've been really young. I mean, even my oldest son, Jacob, when people would come up to me and ask for autographs or photos, I go, no, not right now. I'm with my kid, please. Then my twin boys, I remember I was in my car and rolling my rolls, and my 2 boys are in the back in their high chairs. And a person rolls by and was like, Tito. And then my son, Journey, goes, Tito. I turned around and snapped at him. I go, I'm not Tito. I'm Dad. He goes, sorry, Dad. Yes, I'm Dad. I'm not Tito. So that's always stuck. And like I said, to them, I'm not Tito Ortiz. I'm Dad.
I love that, dude.
And it's important. It's very, very important. But they know that they're not going to follow my footsteps. And I tell them that you're going to be, all 3 of them, that you're going to be a way better man than I ever was. You're going to be smarter than I was. You're going to be richer than I was. You just got to work for everything you have. You have an opportunity in the world. You just got to use it. And they get it. They get it. And they're working harder. My oldest son, Jacob's at Arizona State University. Criminal justice psychologist is a major.
Nice.
He wants to be a psychologist. So he has a good head on his shoulders, smart kid, tough as hell. I just want him to work hard. That's it. I want them to work hard. And my twin boys, same situation. That's why I sent him out to Ohio State for the camp, tough camp. 3 days in, like, Dad, this is so hard. I go, you guys are learning. Like, yeah, we're learning a lot, but this is really hard. I go, good. They got back. They're like, I love that, Dad. Thank you so much for sending this to us. But it was really hard. But we learned a lot. We understand why when you talk about moves and how you talk about hard work and everything, I understand now. So maybe they got learned, they leveled up a little bit in their wrestling life. Yeah. So I'm thankful for it.
I love that, man. I can't wait to see what you do next. Hopefully you and Dana can make up, man. I'd love to see that too.
I have a few people that have said the same thing too, that live in Florida. And I don't know, time will come. Like I said, at a time, we were close, really close. I mean, I love the guy. I still love the guy. We just had battled head to head. It was just like putting two pit bulls in a room, and we're both males, and we were both trying to defend what we thought that was right. And I thought my brand was important. I wanted to be a brand. I wanted to make sure that I make money or I have nothing to worry about. I don't have to work again. I'm a blue collar guy. I still got to work. I still got to pay my bills. I still got to get up and go to work and pay my bills and get the lights turned on, the hot water on, food in the refrigerator, gas in my cars. I mean, I still got to do that. I mean, I was able to buy my mom her house. The house is paid off. I have nothing to worry about there. But it's just things that I got to make sure that I still work my butt off to continue on what I'm doing. And this Dana situation, it'll come. As time passes, wounds heal a little bit. I'm not telling for him to forget about everything. I understand that. And I'm not going to forget about anything either. But just one of those things that we're too old to pass away and go, I dislike that guy.
Yeah.
I don't. I never have. I'm thankful for Lorenzo and Frank Fertitta for giving the opportunity they gave it to me. They saved a sport that what it is today. They made $4.5 billion off of it. Proud of them. That's amazing. I mean, us fighters put our lives on the line, and we went out there, we killed ourselves to put on a show. That was my job. I was an entertainer. To me, I wasn't a fighter. I mean, every time I competed, I had an out-of-body experience. I was watching myself compete when I fought. Damn. It was never me in there fighting. It was somebody else.
Yeah.
It was weird. I had
that is crazy.
It's weird.
So you disassociated?
Yeah, completely.
So you would end the fight and be like, what just happened?
I literally would have I knew what happened. I knew everything that happened. I seen everything, but it was out of body. I watched myself do it. Myself do it. And I'd go back in the dressing room, and like all the emotions would come back to me. I was like, oh, this is the feeling in the world. Like, this is great. Or if I lost, it was like I thought my life was over.
That's nuts.
That's how I take. That's how I took losses. I took losses like a loved one dying because I put so much work into it. You're taking 3 months out of your life, 6 days a week, 8 hours a day for a 3-month period up in Big Bear, and you're all isolated the whole time. You eat, sleep, and train. That's all you do. It's hard. It's difficult.
Thousands of hours and blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah, and it's hard for me because my oldest son, Jacob, I missed out on a lot of his growing up because of my fighting. But I wanted to give him everything I never had.
Right.
I wanted to have
you were doing it for him.
For security. I want to make sure he had that security.
Yeah.
It was important.
Well, dude, this has been really fun. Good luck in the poker tournament Friday. I know we didn't even talk poker, but celebrity poker tournament. Where else can people keep up with you, man?
Yep, of course, on X, Tito Ortiz, on Instagram, Tito Ortiz IG, Facebook, Tito Ortiz. It's Tito Ortiz everywhere across.
Oh, yeah.
Besides, Tito Ortiz IG. I got my Instagram back, and I have to rebuild. I was at 450,000, and then they took it away in 2022.
For COVID stuff.
Few COVID things. Few things for being on city council. I got attacked. A few things about speaking about my children. But once again, I never said a lie. Everything came for tuition. It was true. Everything I was saying was true. I did my research, and they took it away. I'm just bummed that, if who's that owns Meta?
Mark
Zuckerberg, if you're listening. Can I just have my photos back, please? I don't even want my 450,000 people back. You can keep that. I just want my photos of my kids because I don't have those photos, and I know they're on iCloud. I just want those photos of my kids because I had all my kids on there, how they grew up, and I have so much stuff in my history that I no longer have. Mark Zuckerberg, if you're listening, please just give me that. That's all I would love.
You might run into him at a UFC event one of these
days.
Yeah,
I host maybe at the White House. But once again, I work hard just to try to build my my fan base right now.
Yeah,
and it's. The fan base is there. They just need a place to find me. Like I said, on Instagram is Tito Ortiz IG.
Check them out, guys. Thanks, man. It was
fun. For sure, man. Pleasure.
See you guys. I hope you guys are enjoying the show. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps the show a lot with the algorithm. Thank you.